Hello there, everybody. It's Nick Dutch back on the camera again, one more time, broadcasting loud and proud from the fabulous sunny shores of the United Kingdom. On this YouTube channel, I do tarot readings. Well, we've had a slight change today. I've adjusted the focus on the camera, so if I hold the cards up to the camera, you should be able to see the detail of the cards much more clearly than you've ever been able to do so before. So in this particular case, you're going to get much more participation. I myself might appear slightly fuzzier unless of course I get real close and personal with you, but never mind. We're going to crack on today. We're going to do some tarot readings just very quickly for those who are new to the channel or just viewing these videos for the first time. These are tarot readings by request. Okay, that's what you do. Okay, this is so that you can get a feel for what I do for a living. Tarot reading is my full-time professional job. Okay, it is still an entertainment service. That's the way it is sold legally, okay? And it's sold that way for a good reason, because you've still got to take responsibility for your life no matter what. But what you can do is just see this moment as an opportunity just to take a bit of time out of your day, sit down, look at other people's problems, think about your own problems, try and get a different perspective or a point of view, and hopefully I'll be able to say something which can uplift you and help you feel a little better about yourself. So that's essentially what this channel is really about. That's basically what I do. And my name is Nick Dutch. I'll probably leave some links down there so you can give me a call if you want. I work over the internet and over the telephone, doing readings by, of course, telephone. Then there's internet chat, and there's also email as well. So those are the three main methods. And through one of the agencies I work on, I occasionally pop on to do a few via SMS, so you can contact me via your mobile phone. Occasionally, I don't do that all the time. So to the most part, it's over the internet, over the telephone, and by email. And yes, this is, it is a paying service. I do it for a living, okay? And, I've got bills to pay. And no, it's not the cheapest service in the world. It's wise to see this as being a luxury entertainment service. And I'm just providing this for you free of charge on this YouTube channel. You submit a request, not via video response, okay? Not in the comments section, but purely by private message to this YouTube channel, Nick Dutch Tarot, okay? And I will be then happy to add you to the rotor and all the rest of that. Keep your requests coming in no matter what, alright? The backlog's getting smaller. I need to increase the backlog to make sure there's always a show for me to do. I try and get this out every single week. I can't always promise that I can do it. We've all got complex lives, myself included, and as a result of that, I need to dedicate myself to, this, that, and the other. Anyway, without further ado, let's crack on with the first reading. Okay, indigo healing. This is someone who's curious about their relationship with their partner, and also what the near future and a move to another country is going to bring about. So let's have a quick look. Yes, I'm still using the delightful Thoth Tarot. Okay. Now the reason I'm still using this deck is quite simply because of the quality of imagery. It gives many more clues to thoughts, feelings, moods, energies, ideas, and all the rest of that. Basically, that's what it's about. And it's been designed with that purpose in mind. Yep, some of the cards, they do have little labels on there. You got the Prudence card there. I don't know whether you can see that. But that's only expresses parts of the full meaning of what the cards are talking about. The colours are very symbolical. The shapes within shapes are very symbolical. With that one, you don't just have the stave signs. You've also got the flames. You've got the creatures or the characters on the top of the staves there. They all have extra hidden meanings, alright? You've got to get a bit of a knowledge as to what they mean. And basically, tarot is a lifelong study. You just carry on learning with the passage of your life. And I started playing around with tarot at about the age of 16, I think it was. So that's about 20 years ago I've been using tarot. Never mind. Now, let's have a quick look and have a look at your future and see basically what's coming through. It's mainly a question of your near future that you were thinking about, wasn't it? I don't prime the readings. Whatever comes out is basically what's coming down the line for you, according to what the reading says. Okay, as far as your journey is concerned, your travel, your move, okay? Think carefully about the signs there. The Wheel of Fortune. You could be going in any different direction. So essentially what this is referring to is change. But the variety of change is that which is pleasurable. There's a sense of excitement there. There's a sense of a few challenges. The symbology of the Wheel of Fortune can talk about a bit of a gamble or a bit of a risk. So I feel that maybe you're thinking that maybe is this a good idea or a bad idea. But on the other hand, if that's just the anticipation of the future, what have we actually got further on down the line for you? Well, we got two extremes really. On one side of things, we got a great sense of victory coming through, and a feeling that you're basically going to start moving your life in the right direction, almost as if this new journey is a new challenge which is going to actually help you out. So it's not going to be detrimental to you, it's actually going to be positive, and I want you just to bear that in mind. There's going to be other things that's going to happen during your travels, during your move, okay, and after your move, once you settle down, which is actually going to help you out in other areas of life as well. On the diametric opposite side of things, we've got a couple of signs there for you. Now, the Princess of Swords there, which came out reversed, often speaks about defensiveness and trying to protect yourself against negativity, but it also speaks about being motivated by the negativity that's happened within you. If you see the Prince of Swords, she's basically sitting on something that looks a bit like rocks or a cloud, something which is dark. The colour itself has significance there, which is also doing a very famous sword parry that's actually used in traditional European martial arts, especially swordplay. So that's defensiveness, and also preparing to retaliate, to take another form of action. There's also a slight feeling of resentment. Now the resentment which I've got here, I would say is somehow connected to your past. And don't be bitter. Don't allow the problems of your past to basically carry on once you've done your move. And also, you mentioned your relationship there. I don't really see anything totally negative about that. These signs seem to be to do with attitudes to do with the past. It could be to do with the past of the relationship and trying to get a bit more, perspective and trying to put the past behind you and trying to move further forward. So it's not a question of building up tons of guilt inside you for things you've done wrong, or tons of anger or hatred or remorse, or think about what you said or what you did. Forget that stuff. It's more a question of the future now. Alright? Because you've grown up, you've changed, you've progressed. You're not in the same state you used to be in. Now, what else have we got here for you? A sense of equilibrium, a sense of peace and balance, and moving your life forward in the right direction somehow, slowly and bit by bit. But this sense is that of understanding where other people are coming from, and also trying to make sure that the right quality of results do actually come your way. It appears that sometimes your life has been full of political conflicts, so it seems, different opposing groups needing to receive a certain quantity of satisfaction from yourself. I would say that know who your friends are, know who your enemies are, be pleasant and be polite to your enemies as well, because essentially there's ways of turning things around, and the most unlikely people could possibly become good for you. Okay, Francis1232 wants me to give her a reading. Never had one before. Ideally wanted one for Valentine's Day, but unfortunately Valentine's has come and gone, and I only do the readings basically in the order that they've arrived. Also, one other thing is you didn't actually ask me a question. Big bad naughty naughty naughty, okay? What you need to do is to ask questions, because that's really, really, really important. Because my job is basically to answer questions, so that if there's something that you're suffering from, something which is causing you pain, you can just use a conversation to get different points of view. You don't have to agree with me, and that's good. And sometimes it's good that you don't agree with me, okay? But you can, you ask a question, then we deal with that particular issue. But just for yourself, I'll do a very, very, very quick Celtic Cross general reading for you, just to keep the variety going in the show, okay? Alright. Signs for your character in the here and now. Sense of an uphill struggle, hard work being done, but also desiring things to get a little easier. Would it necessarily be good if things got a little easier? I'm not too sure if they would. The challenges that you're facing are actually doing you some good right now. Alright, and I think that there's a lot of growth, personal growth, and all kinds of great things which are going to come your way as a direct result of it. Now, the Seven of Coins here, it might look quite dark, but I feel that that's something to do with the way in which you're experiencing the outside world, something to do with the way in which you're experiencing some things around you. But that's also an awareness that you know where you're falling short, and that you have the capacity to improve. Taking into account that the Three of Coins talks about hard work being done, okay, putting effort in. Now you've got some awareness of where things have been going wrong, now you can start putting things right. Subconsciously, a sense of duality between yourself and one other individual, and awareness of a problem there as well. Consciously speaking, you've got a few concerns and anxieties, maybe some of those to do with the physical world. We've got a fair few physical world signs here, and in that particular respect I'd say that you've got to work on that and really trying to overcome these basic things that have been holding you back, alright? And that'll require a bit of dedication, a bit of focus, and making sure you do the next right thing on a daily basis. Reflection on the past, I think you're looking back towards a happier time that you've experienced. The Two of Cups is also talking about a love message, which seems to be in the past, not in the immediate here and now, because your concerns have turned more to the survival level, more towards the physical, if you get my drift. So that's interesting. I mean, it's not like the complete message. There's a feeling of there being something else coming along down the line for you. And it looks like you're anticipating a return of a good quality of romantic change. But maybe, as those anticipation of the future signs there are not only reversed, but are also right next to those signs we saw relating to struggle and strife. Maybe the feeling is more to do with maybe an individual you've had some good stuff with. They've either moved out of your life or the connection's gone down a bit. You need to work a bit harder to try and improve things, and you're anticipating positive results. Your life will be turning around quite substantially during the short-term future. Okay, that's up to 3 months from now, with a sense of the dawning of much greater responsibilities for yourself. But that's not like a big weight on your shoulders. Okay, that's like a natural progression as the result of spending a fair period of time being prepared to start getting some good quality results. Very long-term future, again, very, very, very positive. Now, the Chariot card can sometimes speak of conflict, okay? It can sometimes speak of conflict, but it's reversed in that particular respect. In this particular case, because of the nature of the message and the fact that we've seen some like signs of struggle, something dark, something physical, and then there's a feeling of progression and turning your life around, getting more responsibility. That's got to be coming out with the victory message at the moment, not the negative message, okay? So it's feeling really rather intriguing. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you seem to have gone through the mill, once in a while in the past. You're pulling yourself out. You've been pulling yourself out for a while. There's a great result which is going to come your way. Basically, enjoy it. Girl 08er. Okay. Girl 08er is a new mother who is starting a career in modelling, and also her husband is working in a high commission sales job. And let's just have a quick look and see basically what's going on. Obviously, it's a nerve-wracking time for anyone when you're starting a new family. So essentially, let's have a quick look. 6 card progression, focusing predominantly on a 12-month period. So each card will roughly represent 2 months' time. Okay, you can tell what this means. Come on, think about it. It's a very strong female significator, full of very feminine colours, very pastel-orientated colours, strong signs of femininity. Look after the child, basically. That's essentially what the first 2 months are about. Get your priorities straight. You need money. We all need money. But on the other hand, focus on the family, because that's essentially important. You need a blend of the two, because you need the money to be able to look after the family. But also you've got to think about the progression itself. 2 to 4 months time down the line from now, good signs on the financial side of things. Don't know whether you can see that there. The amazing 6 of coins, which looks absolutely fantastic, because it's talking about finance, it's talking about wealth, it's talking about progress, and it's also talking about making you feel better inside yourself, alright? So the career choices do seem to be right for your characters and your natures. Now just a question of dedication and hard work. Get your husband to start, doing some part-time studying in terms of closing skills, presentation skills, and all the rest of that. And from your side of things, maybe as a model, just try and learn other people's work so you can get your head into that kind of way of thinking. Modeling work is very hard. I was actually a naked art model at one time myself. So even at that level, I can still appreciate where things could actually be. Progression from there further forward, okay, interesting combination of colours there, from the red, the very positive, the very strong, and the blue being the very passive. Midsummer and shortly thereafter, your relationship with your husband is still going to be very, very good and very, very strong sense of love and connection there. But I think that's all based upon making sure your foundation that you're still working on at the moment in this new environment of like work and careers and building the family and the rest of it remains nice and strong. Very long-term future, signs of happiness and joy. After 12 months from now, you'll be able to coast. And there's also a feeling of being able to instinctively work out what is right, what is wrong, and to do the next right thing, and to, more importantly, discuss it with your partner first and try and get them to do the same with yourself. I think it's going to be a relationship which is going to progress quite nicely. Okay, Water 10 Melon wants to see whether a good relationship, not just a relationship, but a good relationship is going to come around the corner. Let's just have a quick peek and see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods and energies and all the rest of that are going to appear for you today. And also you're curious about like the financial side of things. Okay. Okay, well it's already looking pretty good. Got some very, very strong cup signs coming through. They are the predominant signs coming out in the reading. So that's actually looking very positive. Again, we've got the Chariot card, but with the combination of signs we got there, namely loving energy and a sense of either struggle or a victory. I think that's talking about the struggle or the challenge of actually starting a relationship in the first place. Making sure the individual that you're getting involved with is in agreement with you, okay? So the feeling is really rather nice, really rather pleasant. Communication signs abound as well. I'm sure you can see that there. Both sword and slave signs can refer to communication, but their message is affected by the other cards and the things which I'm receiving as well. So yes, there is a connection which is coming your way. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Time frame within this year, definitely, I see midsummer as being a very good time for you. Probably before, I tend to give pessimistic time frames, so you're pleasantly surprised when things start to happen sooner. Okay, financially speaking, let's have a quick look for you there. Remain driven. Remain very, very driven. Short-term future, trying to make sure you can control matters. The Lust card, which is one of the major arcana within this particular tarot deck, speaks of desire, okay, and making sure that you're keeping your desires on track and you're moving towards the right goals. Alright, but we've also got some tremendous financial signs there. 10 of coins, quintessential signs of being able to do okay for yourself financially, and with a sense of joy. 9 of cups, very strong happiness signs there as well. The message is that of basically effort being put in the short term. If you muck up basically in the short term, it'll delay you reaching your longer term goals, and you got to remember that. So a bit of diligence, a bit of focus, making sure that everything's on track during your short term future will be probably the best thing that you could do right now. Very long term future progression, well, we got signs of great knowledge coming your way in the sense of progress. So that knowledge is hard won. So essentially when you're going through the process of trying to sort out your finances, then essentially, you'll get some pleasure when you start to see some results occurring. But you're also going to be able to reflect back at what you learned and how you learned it. This is often regarded as a Saturnian symbol, which, as I'm sure I've mentioned in previous tarot shows, refers to learning. Okay, your experiences are your teacher, and so you're going to start moving in the right direction without the shadow of a doubt. I see you helping other people financially, not through giving them money, but through giving them the knowledge which you're going to receive during the short and medium term future. Okay. Deepak Raja UK 07, I think, is the channel name here. The first question: what is your purpose in life? Is that really for me to answer for you? Think about it. Is it really for me to answer for you? You got to think about who you are, where you're coming from, what you're about, where your knowledge lies, and essentially think about the bigger future as well. You've got to do an analysis of your own skills. I can just lay out a few cards. But you also asked about when someone was coming through for you for a good relationship as well. Got a lot of those questions today for some reason. I think spring is in the air. The old sap's rising and everyone's getting a little more interested in passionate subjects. And therefore maybe there's another reason why we've got the Lovers card there for you, okay? It can speak of a loving connection, but it can also speak about more responsibility and taking more responsibility when the next relationship comes. The very latest signs for you will be autumn of this year, which is about September, October time, okay? But of course it could happen sooner because I give pessimistic time frames. Always have done, always will do, and that's because you will be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, you feel you're running out of time for various reasons. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. When the pressure's on yourself, you can get a bit too stressed out, and then that will stop you from behaving properly when you're going through the processes of dating. So look after yourself. Okay, decarding. You want to know what your true calling is. That's the second question of this type we've had today. Maybe there's a reason for that as well. I don't know. And again, I'll have to answer in the same way. That's up to you to decide. Where are your skills? What do you know? What can you take from your life experience, your own personal wisdom, your education, your work? And how can you apply that? You see, your personal purpose is created as a result of everything you've been through and everything you've become. And if you can just sit down tonight with a pen and paper and just write a few things down of all the things you've learned, then you'll start to build up a bigger picture of who you really are. Okay? You wanted to know what else is going to happen during the year, and also you wanted me to have a look at college life. Okay, well, I've shuffled the deck very thoroughly, but once again we've got the Six of Coins coming out. What's going on there? Another message of success coming through. This is actually really rather unlikely considering how vigorously I've been shuffling the deck using my traditional fortune teller shuffle. You know, turning the cards, shuffling again, turning the cards, shuffling again, and then cutting and dealing. So the chances of me actually getting that coming out at the top is actually really rather rare. Good signs of friendship and fellowship. There's more people around you who will care for you this year than probably any other year of your life. There's a good academic message, so you're going to do quite well in college, not a problem. And there's also a sense of something of a spiritual nature. Now, you did mention you have an interest in tarot yourself, but have you worked out why you've got an interest in tarot in particular? Why not astrology? Why not dowsing? What is it about tarot that really attracts you? Some people might talk about a past life connection. I would probably talk about a sense of resonance or harmony with the imagery. Think about where it's coming from. Think about where it's taking you. And whether you want to use tarot religiously or you want to use it for divination. Jaden Expelliarmus is going travelling in April to Italy. I want to see how that's going to go. So let's have a quick look and see what's coming through. Okay, here we go. Very much a healing journey. There's something good which is going to come of this, I feel. Okay, you need to have your wits about you because it's going to be an interesting time. There's going to be some opportunities around there which are going to be quite good for you. Again, we've got the Ten of Coins coming through, talking about something successful occurring. It's definitely going to be pleasurable. It's definitely going to be good for you. There seems to be some kind of connection with work there, though, which I think is also really rather optimistic and positive. So basically, keep your ear to the ground and think about, you know, the various messages which are being given in the longer term future, okay? And also, as a result of this particular trip, you're going to be being turned into something a little more miraculous. Prince of Staves there often deals with the energy of the Archangel Michael, the one who works the miracles of God. You're going to find out something very important about yourself, which is going to help an awful lot. Okay, Bastel674 wants to know whether their career lies in music. Well, music is a great industry, quite difficult to get into, but on the other hand, when you're there, and you've got a name for yourself, it can be amazing. Financial initiation, start of something new and start of something good. Stability, wisdom. I feel you won't just be working in music, you'll be directing music, you'll be eventually running a company associated with production. And that's actually going to do you an awful lot of good as well, because you'll be using your skills and knowledge to help other people to progress. Your current viewpoint as to where you are at the moment with your career and your longer term future is basically going to change. Because I think you're going to take your knowledge and your skills in a different direction, which is why I feel we got those messages there, okay? And finally, okay, music is a communication medium. Don't use it too politically initially. Try and focus on things that people enjoy for entertainment, and then move it up the ladder and start moving on to a particular political message. Be careful about that. Okay, Ms. Mystical Glow has got an inquiry about a friend. They've been good friends for a while, but now things have been getting a bit difficult. I want to see whether they're going to communicate again. We'll do the 8-card reading this time round. I'll have a quick look to see basically what's coming through there for you. Okay, energies and the force between the two of you is talking about an agreement. Currently, you're at conflict, soon you'll be at peace. The sense of agreement is going to come eventually when forgiveness starts dawning. On their side of things, you're dealing with someone who's a bit screwed up and a bit neurotic and fearful. Signs of worry and anxiety coupled with signs of love. They've still got positive emotions towards you. On your side of things, I think you're doing an awful lot of learning and growth there. And there's a sense of happiness and joy when you think about this individual. Alright, that's essentially the way things are standing at the moment. Progression into the future. Yeah, not looking too bad at all. We've got the Magician card there talking about new beginnings. We've got some very powerful fire signs here talking about passion and connection there. Okay, so it's not looking too bad. The way it's coming through to me is that the issues that you've got are about misunderstandings and misperception, I feel, about some specific minor issues. They will pass, I'm pretty sure of that. Communication is important, but in order to get to where you want to go, forgiveness will be essential as well. Remember that too. Okay, well that's it for the moment. That's the last of the tarot readings for today's show. Do keep your requests coming in via private message on the YouTube channel Nick Dutch Tarot, and I will love to help you out with any of your requests in the future. For the moment, I just bid you good fortune, God bless. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, favourite and share. But remember, all requests for readings via private message only. And I look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon.